Hello Redditors, welcome back to Tales Against Humanity. Now, let's get started. In today's episode, overcomplicating the issue. So if you recall, I work exclusively with FTTP customers. My employer still has FTTC customers, the old broadband, but they have their own support lines. FTTC Tech. Hello? I wonder if you can help. This customer has no internet, and my diagnostic tool returned the error FTTP, long error message. I wondered if you could explain. Me. Well, I'll take a look. If she has a pending FTTP migration, she might have been ceased prior to installation. I load up her account. I laugh involuntarily. FTTC agent. What? Me. She's in collections. That's why she has T-loss. FTTC agent laughs, apologizes, thanks me. I talk him through the next steps, and he hangs up. TL doctor. FTTC agent goes through the diagnostic flow with his tools, misses a step, overcomplicates the issue, and overlooks that his customer owes us money. Story 2. Why isn't my poster printing big? I'm not exactly IT, but kind of wind up in the role wherever I work. I used to work for a small department of my city government and quickly became the go-to IT guy, mostly because I was the youngest there by 20 years. Part of our job was print marketing, so we had this giant poster printer. One day the receptionist, who does not normally design posters, but wanted to make one for an internal event, called me and said I made a poster on Publisher, but when I printed it comes out small. I figure it's just a formatting mistake and go take a look. The poster printer has cranked out a good 4 feet of paper with a 5x5 square printed in the corner. Again, I assume she just didn't size it correctly and walked to her desk. When I asked to see what she's doing in Publisher, she opens PowerPoint and shows me a slide she's designed her poster on. After I explain that she needs to use Publisher and that PowerPoint won't work for this, she exclaims, but I clicked on the P. To be fair, the icons are both peace. Lol. Story 3. Does a VPN require internet? For the record, it happened to an ex-colleague of mine quite some time ago. I was on the same office, and we're still laughing about it to this day. For another reference, we both took care of every level of tech support. No escalation possible, be it printer issues or major network outage. We had to take care of it, so we get a call from an employee of the company. The issue is the VPN doesn't work. So my friend does the troubleshooting. Is the VPN online? Do we have an issue on our internet provider? Can we use the VPN? What about from the outside of our network? Do we have more complaints about this specific issue? Everything points out towards everything works fine. Then my colleague uses Quick Assist. Our director was close to his money, and the user reports that it fails too. Conclusion: the issue is on the user's system. So he begins the troubleshooting, and in the middle of it, he hears the employer say, "I don't understand. I cut the Wi-Fi and the VPN doesn't work." You read it right. She believed that for a VPN to work, she had to cut internet on her computer. Needless to say, this is now one of the most recurrent inside jokes of the service. Story 4. It wasn't DNS, it was DHCP. A couple of years ago, we migrated our DHCP server from SUSE Linux to Windows Server and started having phone problems shortly after. A bit of background: we have multiple VLANs assigned to the switchports. Our users are connected to VLAN 10 is the default VLAN for regular network traffic. VLAN 7 is reserved for voice traffic. Our DHCP server serves option 156 to, among other things, tell the phones to switch to VLAN 7 on startup. So after the change, our newer IP phones were having inordinate trouble accessing the network and receiving an IP address. We put a bunch of work into it with mixed success, but finally got most of them going. We thought the problem was solved. Then COVID hit, and all the phones sat idle for 2 years. Last month we came back to the office and suddenly all the new phones weren't working again. Watching the messages on the screen as they booted, you'd see it power up, DHCP and address, hop to VLAN 7 and attempt to DHCP a new address. Then it would just hang there. Nothing I could do would get these phones to grab an IP. Well, today, I finally took the time and sat down with a phone and a protocol analyzer and watched it boot. So I look at the output and find the following: DHCP request/response, VLAN 10, accept DHCP release, DHCP request/response, VLAN 7, DHCP request/response, VLAN 7, DHCP request/response, VLAN 7, DHCP request/response, LAN 7, and it just kept going. For fun, I plugged in an old, working phone and watched the wire again. DHCP request/response, LAN 10, accept DHCP release DHCP request/response, LAN 7, accept DHCP SIP register, and all is well. It wasn't making any sense until I looked deeper into the DHCP packets. Now I see DHCP request, LAN 10, DHCP response, offering LAN 10. Address, accept DHCP release DHCP request, LAN 7, DHCP response, offering same LAN 10 address for LAN 7 device. DHCP request, LAN 7. DHCP response, offering same LAN 10 address for LAN 7 device, and so on. So for all this time, I thought I had a device problem, ignoring proffered DHCP addresses, when it actually turns out I had a DHCP server problem, offering IP addresses not valid on the active LAN. Armed with this information, I immediately found an article about superscopes in MS DHCP not respecting LAN changes to known devices. That's why it kept trying to serve LAN 10 addresses to a LAN 7 device. So into the DHCP server, and a few clicks later, I had moved the two scopes out of their location-based superscope. Plug the phone in now, and it grabs an address, LAN hops, grabs a new address, downloads its configuration, and connects via SIP to the phone switch. 5 minutes later, I had decommissioned the superscopes for all my other locations as well. Funny thing is, I was only using the superscopes for cosmetic reasons in the Windows DHCP console. 2 years of hell from one little thing.